But I want to speak to veterans from all around the globe, and because it really is a global message, not just an American message. We get a lot of calls from veterans who say, Ken, I'm getting out in 2 years or 3 years, or I'm getting out in a year, 5 years, whatever it is. And I'm concerned that I'm going to be able to move from military life to civilian life. And I want to speak to those folks. So if you've got a family member who's in the military and they're concerned about this, will you take them to today's episode, rewind it to this point, or fast forward to this point rather, and let them hear this? Because here's what I want you to hear. If you are a veteran and or you are current military and you're getting ready to get out, or you recently got out and you're struggling to find the place in the marketplace that's your sweet spot, start with this. Your service, your experience, the work you did in our military is tremendously credible and very transferable to the marketplace. It's one of the greatest organizations in the world, our American military. It just is. So I want you to think about your military sweet spot. And then we'll combine it with the Ken Coleman application of what I call the sweet spot, the intersection of your talent, passion, and mission. So what were you really good at? What are you good at in the military? What are your talents? In your military job and career, just think that alone. What do you do best? Now, what kind of work do you love? What task, what role, what function have you performed or are you performing in the military that you really love? High emotion when you think about it, and high devotion. You just, time flies. You don't want to stop it. And then finally, what are the results of your work that matter deeply to you or did matter deeply to you in the military? Because here's what happens. You start thinking like that the military experience is so different than the private sector, and it's not in the sense of the work. Now, the environment is different, yes. The way you execute on it is different, I get it, but the work itself is not. And so when you figure out, okay, that, and you go, okay, well, where can I do that? And so I've talked to military men and women before that were, I'll just use this as an example, strong in logistics. So let's look at this. Talent. They're very talented at details. Talented at organization. Talented at being analytical. Talented at execution, just getting things done. Okay. So where are all the places that those talents alone are in high demand? All over the place. But let's look at passion. Well, they love finishing. They love execution. So we've got a direct tie there. They got the talent of execution. They love doing the work of finishing. They just want to get stuff done. They love problem solving. They love order, efficiency. So you start to work through all this and you begin to see, oh, well, I could move over here into logistics. I could move over here into purchasing. I could move over here into process improvement. I could move over here into organizational health. I could move it. The list goes on and on and on. And you've got this credible resume from the military. So pause on that part of it. And then, okay, what's the next thing you need to be thinking about? You need to be thinking about how many people you know. Get my book, The Proximity Principle, which will teach you how to get where you want to go. It's all about the right people in the right places. I write about 5 people in 5 places that if you put yourself around and in, opportunities going to come knocking on your door before you ever leave the military. So you've got to break this thing down. That first approach is, yes, I have all kinds of transferable experience, and yes, I know plenty of people. I've traveled the world. I've traveled the U.S. I know people everywhere. And so you begin to let people know, I'm getting out in 2 years. I'm getting out in 3 years. And here's what the kind of work I want to do. And you've got lead time. I think for many of you in the service who are thinking about getting out, I think you've got an advantage over other people because you're serving the military and you've got time to plan your exit. And then the third piece is call me. I'm right here Monday through Friday, 844-747-2577. Let's talk through it. In about 5 or 6 minutes, trust me, we're going to have multiple things that we can see in the marketplace that would allow you to move from the military and move right into your sweet spot in the private sector. I guarantee it.